A burden is on my heart and has been for about a year now. It got worse after the election. In September, when the Supreme Court gave their verdict and it became the fate of everyone, it started a burden of inquiry on my life. And I said to God, there are things we have to understand so that we can adequately measure our work with you and really know if what we are doing is making any mark in the sands of eternity. And so it drove me to so many things. Besides praying intercession many times at night, many times in secret places, I just want to know, what is your will and what are you saying? In the process of time, I started to realize that the church will have a lot to do. And until we understand what we have to do, what we are seeking for to receive may not fully come. And God is so faithful that each time we gather to have a meeting, He brings us a word that will, like a compass, like a theodolite, push us in the direction of what He wants. This meeting, Quarry Site, is captioned the return of the church. Am I correct? And I was talking about the prophetic identity of the church and then the prophetic assignment of the church. And the church in particular that I was burdened about for us to understand was not the church as an institution. It was the last day church as the Bible represented her. So that the Bible is painting for us a church that we must pay attention to conceptualize. And if we don't understand the church that the Bible is painting for us, which He called the church of the last day, then there are activities He will bring us to do and give us the action word that will drag us into the line of His will. And because we don't have enough understanding, we may still pull that effort into temporal needs and elemental interests, thereby taking it away and giving it a drift from God's plan. And in the meantime, when this is going on, there is a spiritual warfare ongoing that is global in scope. Just within the last 3 months, my heart has been quivering. Within the last 3 months, in the global scene. A few days ago, the world technically announced to us where we are now. Did you hear that announcement? From the opening ceremony of the Olympic in France, they technically announced to us where we are. When I saw the black horse, the pale horse, and the rider who sat upon it, his face looks like death. Then I saw the contingents coming from behind him, and they depicted the wing of that horse, which actually I went and studied, and it was not a wing. It was the wing of Samatras. Samatras is a goddess, and that goddess is the goddess of Nike. You see that logo you see in Nike, like a mark. You know, it's not actually a mark. It is the wing of the goddess of success, the Grecian goddess of success. She is called Samatras, and it was depicted behind the horse. And then the horse had an image on his face that looks like death, because you can't see the face of the rider. It's online. You can go and Google it and now look at the metal horse of Olympic ceremony. And I remember that is the last horse of the apocalypse, according to what the Bible said. Many Christians were offended. And secondly, the depiction of what looks like the Lord's Supper, a mockery of it was made. What was all of that pointing at? It was pointing at that the world is clearly announcing. They are clearly announcing that up until now, the authority of the church is yet to bring them to a point of confrontation and, if possible, silence. But in the meantime, I was greatly encouraged because just like our brother started from Hosea, and you could see the loving mercy of God, which will repeatedly reach out for His church. Meanwhile, I hope you know that the wife of Hosea represents the church in the last day. That the Lord will consistently reach out for His church. The issue is, how many times will He reach out before He gets the attention of the church? And that's why we are crying now in meetings like this, that God's hand will come again and begin to turn the minds of men and the hearts of the church around to understand why we're existing in such a time as this.